Hello, my name is Christopher Coates and I am the editor of Whisky Magazine. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to the Scotland instalment of our Regional Icons of Whisky Awards for 2021. This event is sponsored by Amarin Top Series, Cask Nolia, Christie's, Glengoyne Crystal, Steklana Horasnik, Larkfire, McLaren Packaging, Scotch Bonnet, the Glenturret and West Rock. Thank you to all of them for helping us make these awards possible. Now, before we get underway, I'd encourage you to please give this video a like and either follow or subscribe to whichever social channel you happen to be watching on. Go on, do it now. Now, under usual circumstances, this ceremony, which is just one of 7 held worldwide, would be quite the event with great food, more than 1 or 2 drams, and of course the fabulous company of our friends, colleagues and partners from around the world. Our awards are a key date in the industry's calendar, and they offer an opportunity for the regional whisky industries of America, Australia, China, India, Ireland, Scotland and the rest of the world to come together and celebrate the very best people, places and products in their respective whisky industries. Now, for obvious reasons, we have been unable to hold in-person events this year. However, though this is a change from the norm, there is a silver lining. This new approach allows for whisky fans from around the globe to tune in on our social channels and share in all the excitement of our awards. Now, this isn't the first time I've presented the Whisky Magazine Awards, and in the run-up to this time each year, I find myself reflecting on what's come before and the status of the industry as it stands. I always find myself in absolute awe of just how many talented people are involved in bringing each and every dram to the glasses of whisky drinkers like myself all over the world. From the distillers themselves to the still makers and coopers, the warehouse staff, the visitor centre managers and the bartenders, not to mention the expertise of the dedicated brand teams at each company's headquarters. A great deal of craftsmanship, skill and specialist knowledge is required at every single stage of this incredible process that turns grain into whisky and delivers it to our homes. Whisky Magazine's Icons of Whisky Awards were founded to honour these incredible individuals and the distilleries, shops and bars that they represent. This is our chance to thank these people and the producers for their dedication to every innovative release, unique visitor experience and the expert service that they work tirelessly to deliver every single day. Each year, our Icons of Whisky are nominated and voted for by the industry itself. Now, that's not to say that myself and my colleagues don't have some hand in it, and each year we form a panel with our most trusted contributing editors and global partners to discuss the nominees, debate tiebreakers where the voting was particularly tight, and ultimately finalise the results. Though all of our categories are equally prestigious, in these interesting times that we're living through, it seems appropriate to highlight 1 or 2 that are particularly pivotal. As the realities of the climate crisis become apparent, responsible distillers are improving their green credentials, and as a result, competition in our sustainable distillery category has become particularly fierce. Now, I for one hope that this trend will continue as whisky makers push one another to not only make a great product that tastes amazing, but to do it in such a way that keeps environmental impact to an absolute minimum. Over in the world of travel and hospitality, our bar awards celebrate the very best places to drink and those individuals who make the experience of enjoying a dram or whisky cocktail more than just the sum of its parts. As we find ourselves in the midst of this very challenging time for bars, hotels and restaurants around the globe, it has never been more important to support these businesses and the people that work for them. Visitor attractions have been similarly challenged, but we've been absolutely blown away by the innovative ways in which these sites have kept in touch with their adoring public. As always, we have been absolutely inspired by all of our winners, and it's become apparent that if there's one thing that unites them all, it is their insatiable thirst to be better tomorrow than they were today. Our first set of categories are our Bar Awards, starting with Bar Manager of the Year. Now, this individual must be the manager of a bar that specialises in whisky, that consistently delivers high standards and under usual circumstances has demonstrated considerable business success in the past year. Of course, the past 12 months have been particularly challenging for bars, and this year we've looked to those managers who have inspired us with their responses to the crisis. Historically, we also expect them to have done an amazing job at sourcing and maintaining an excellent portfolio of whiskies. We also look to the recruitment and retention of a very skilled team that know their whisky, and importantly, the delivery of consistent high quality training on whisky and other drinks to their team. We also look for them to have spearheaded new initiatives which heighten customer experience, prompt innovative menu development, and hopefully deliver whisky cocktail competition wins for themselves and their team where it's appropriate. Anyway, enough about the definition, here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Mike Smith at the Bow Bar, and the winner is Andy Gemmell at the Gate. Our next category is Hotel Bar. Now, this category considers hotel bars that are accessible for both residents and non-residents, and they should specialise in whisky. And because of this, it should certainly be one of the major selling points of the overall property. The bar should offer, of course, an outstanding range of whiskies, but their staff should have superior whisky knowledge too. And we expect to see excellence in associated experiences such as cocktails, tasting flights, or food pairing. Now again, this has obviously been a very unusual year for hotels and hotel bars, but we've considered both track history and the response to the challenges of the past year. Anyway, here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Dornoch Castle Hotel. And the winner is Scotch at the Balmoral Hotel. Our next category is Bar Group of the Year. Now this is open to bar groups that offer an outstanding range of whiskies, again, superior staff knowledge, and again, that excellence in those associated experiences. Importantly, we want to see this consistently across all locations. And it doesn't have to just be bar groups all owned by one company, it can be associations of bars too. Now this year we have no shortlist, but our winner we do have, and that is Whisky Bars of Scotland. Now our next category is the coveted title of Whisky Magazine's Whisky Bar of the Year. Now to be considered, the bar must offer an absolutely outstanding range of whiskies. Once more, their staff have to know how to serve and sell Scotch whisky, and they need to be able to demonstrate excellence in at least one of those associated areas that we talked about before: the cocktails, the tasting flights, or the food pairings. And here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to the Bow Bar. And the winner is the Bon Accord. We now move on to our Whisky Retailer Awards, which are sponsored by the Glenturret. Before we reveal the winner of our first retail category, we have a message from them. Back in a moment.
Established in 1763 in Crieff, Highland Perthshire, the Glenturret is recognised as Scotland's oldest working distillery. With more than 250 years of whisky making heritage, the Glenturret's range of 6 exclusive malts are bonded by their true scarcity and exceptional quality. Handcrafted by the highly respected whisky maker Bob Dalgarno and presented in a beautiful bottle designed by Lalique, every bottle has been guided by the Glenturret Trinity: provenance, prowess and passion. 3 touchstones that underpin everything that the Glenturret is. The Trinity combines their extraordinary provenance of people, place and spirit with their traditional prowess in handcrafted whisky making and an enduring passion for bringing whisky lovers' moments to treasure. Reflecting their tradition of exceptional quality, the Trinity ensures that the Glenturret continues to create moments to treasure, in spirit and glass. The light and subtle triple wood welcomes whisky lovers into the Glenturret range. Next comes the sweet and smoky flavours of the 10-year-old peat smoke, before the richness and complexity of the 12-year-old. For those seeking a more venerably aged dram, there is an elegant mastery of the 15 years old. And, most indulgent of all, the extremely scarce 25 and 30-year-old expressions.
Welcome back. Now, the first category of our retailer awards is Whisky Buyer of the Year. To succeed in this category, the winner must have a track record of resourcefulness and professionalism and have delivered significant achievement for their business in the past 12 months. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Mike Sharples of Abbey Whisky. And the winner is Sarah Sturgeon of Tesco. Our next category is Own Brand Supermarket of the Year. Now, to win this category, a supermarket must have developed its own branded range of whisky products, which are judged to be delivering excellence in range, value for money, and quality. Now, there is no shortlist this year, but we do have a winner, and the winner is Lidl. Our next category is Supermarket of the Year. Again, to succeed here, the supermarket group must have displayed particular excellence in range, value for money, customer service, exclusivity of products, and innovation, all within the last 12 months. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Asda. And the winner is Tesco. Our next category is Online Retailer of the Year. Now, to be considered here, this website must deliver an online whisky retail experience that has displayed particular excellence in range, customer service, and innovation in the last 12 months. Now, the region in which they can be judged is the location of the headquarters of their company. So in this case, Scotland. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Abbey Whisky. And the winner is Robert Graham Limited. Our next category is Single Outlet Retailer. Now, this is a single store retailer that has displayed particular excellence in range, customer service, and innovation in the last year. We've paid particular attention to those bricks and mortar stores which have responded strongly to the challenges of the past 12 months. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Inverurie Whisky Shop. And the winner is Carnegie Whisky Cellars. The next category is Multiple Outlets Retailer. Now, this is a retailer with more than one store that has displayed particular excellence in range, customer service, and innovation consistently across all of its stores in the last 12 months. Again, we've looked particularly at those which have responded innovatively to the restrictions of the last year. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Robert Graham Limited. And the winner is Good Spirits Company. Now that concludes our Whisky Retailer Awards for Icons of Whisky Scotland, but we've got plenty of more icons coming up soon. We now move on to our Distillery People Awards, which are sponsored by Larkfire Water for Whisky. We'll now take a moment to hear a quick message from them. Back in a moment.
Enjoying water with whisky has been part of Scottish heritage since the invention of the drink itself. Too often, though, hard minerals or tap waters are added which can easily spoil this subtle and complex drink. As whisky drinkers, the founders of Larkfire wanted to find the purest, softest water that is untainted by minerals. Thus began the 2-year search that led them across the length and breadth of Scotland. And, after consulting master blenders, chemicals and geologists, they came to the Isle of Lewis. A place that's hard to get to, but worth the effort. Lewis is made up of some of the oldest rock in the world, Lewisian gneiss. Importantly, this rock is metamorphic and insoluble, making the water very soft. Now, in partnership with the Stornoway Trust, every can of Larkfire water is sourced from the island and a percentage of every sale goes back to the community. Adding Larkfire water to whisky amplifies its characteristics within the nose and on the palate, softening the ethanol alcohol notes and creating a luxurious, softer and longer mouthfeel.
Welcome back. Now we're starting off our Distillery People Awards with Visitor Attraction Manager of the Year. This category is for managers of any whisky related attraction, such as a distillery visitor centre or a cooperage. They must excel in their position, have developed the attraction's offering and team, and they must provide the very highest level of customer care. This year we've again considered those managers who we think have responded in innovative ways to keep connected to the public. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Mark Bruce at Jura Distillery. And the winner is Stuart Hendry of Glengoyne Distillery. Our next category is Scotch Whisky Brand Ambassador of the Year. Now, this is an individual who has excelled in promoting both their own Scotch whisky brands, but also the wider category. They've expanded their brand's reach and exposure beyond their conventional audience, and they have hopefully been utilising new methods and channels to do it. Now, additionally, as this is Icons of Whisky Scotland, these ambassadors must be based in Scotland. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Paul Dempsey of Speyside Distillery. And the winner is Scott Adamson of Tomatin Distillery. Our next category is Distillery Manager of the Year. Now, this one is only open to those distillery managers that have made a significant contribution to their business, products and community in the past year. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Ian Renwick at the Glenturret Distillery. And the winner is Stuart Walker of Fettercairn Distillery. Our next category is Master Distiller or Blender of the Year. Now, this category is sponsored by Steklana Harasnik, and before we see the shortlist, we'll break for a short message from them. Back in a moment.
Located in the heart of Europe, with more than 160 years of history, Steklana Harasnik is renowned as a global partner for developing and manufacturing world-class engineering glass products. Famous for creating with one of the clearest glasses in the world, Steklana Harasnik create a wide array of products, including premium bottles for the spirits and cosmetic industries, and tableware products too. All of Steklana Harasnik's products are distinguished by a perfect combination of style and quality, from traditional designs to innovative, award-winning designer solutions. Being made of top quality glass, all their products are acclaimed for their perfect crystal shine, and being completely free of heavy metals. When working with Steklana Harasnik, not only are the volumes tailored to the customer's needs, but so are the products themselves. All items can be customized through comprehensive decoration techniques which result in unique and stunning results, which speak to their customer's vision. Steklana Harasnik is the one-stop shop that offers the full range of services, from idea to development and from design to delivery, all while focusing on flexible and excellent service, quick arrival to the market and tailor-made solutions.
Welcome back. These nominees are highly skilled individuals with more than 15 years experience in spirit production. They are likely responsible for all aspects of whisky production, right from the raw materials through to the final cask selection. Then there's the blending and the determining of the house style. Not to mention maintaining a consistent quality for all of the products that they manage. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Rachel Barry of Brown Forman. And the winner is Bob Dalgarno of the Glenturret Distillery. That concludes our Distillery People Awards for Icons of Whisky Scotland. But we've still got a few more categories to come, so stay tuned. We now move on to our Whisky Producer Awards, which are sponsored by Christie's. Now before we move on to the first category, here's a message from them. We'll be right back.
Founded in 1766 by James Christie, Christie's has conducted the greatest and most celebrated auctions throughout the centuries, including some of the finest and rarest wines and spirits from around the world. Since the first auction 255 years ago, which offered a selection of rare claret and Madeira, our sales have presented collectors with the opportunity to acquire single bottles or collections from Bordeaux, Burgundy, through to single malts from Scotland, and many other renowned regions. Christie's offers around 350 auctions annually in over 80 categories, including all areas of fine and decorative arts, jewellery, photographs, collectibles, wine and spirits, and more. Prices range from $200 to over $100 million. Christie's has a long and successful history of conducting private sales for clients, and online sales are offered year-round across all categories. Christie's global presence is spread across a network of international sales rooms, 61 representatives and offices. Christie's.com provides detailed articles and videos on the objects offered for sale, alongside the latest advances in digital viewing tools to make Christie's accessible to all.
And we're back. Now it's time for our first producer category, which is Visitor Attraction of the Year. This category is open to venues that excel in informing, educating and entertaining consumers. To be considered, the attraction must have demonstrated significant achievement in the last 12 months. Now, usually this would be with particular focus on visitor numbers, but this year we've also been particularly looking at things like new developments and community outreach. The latter has of course been pivotal this year, and we've also been looking at how the attractions have kept in touch with their fans. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to the Scotch Whisky Experience. And the winner is Holyrood Distillery. Our next category is Campaign Innovator of the Year. Now, this title goes to a brand that has shown particular creativity and innovation in creating a campaign to promote either a product, a distillery, or their local area in the past 12 months. Here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Tomatin Distillery for the Lockdown Whisky Festival. And the winner is Ardbeg for the launch of Ardbeg Wee Beastie. Our next category is Brand Innovator, which is sponsored by Westrock. We'll now break for a quick message from them. Back in a moment.
Westrock has enjoyed a long partnership with the spirits industry, developing award-winning packaging solutions to enhance the appeal of the world's leading brands. With extensive global resources, industry-specific design expertise, and impressive local capabilities, they are perfectly placed to deliver a unique combination of packaging products. Cartons, labels, tubes, and rigid boxes are tailored to the customer's individual requirements and feature innovative and luxurious finishing processes. Importantly too, Westrock is committed to help you meet your sustainability goals without compromising your packaging's functional performance. Clever constructional designs that require no fitments, linerless cartons, and paper-based tubes are just a few of the single material pack formats. They also offer sustainable, plastic-free and reduced plastic content alternatives to film laminates and metallic foils, without reducing shelf impact.
Welcome back. So a brand innovator has demonstrated commendable creative thinking in product creation and brand marketing within the last 12 months. Here are our nominees. The highly commended award goes to Glengoyne Distillery. And the winner is Ardbeg Distillery. Our next category is Sustainable Distillery, which is sponsored by Scotch Bonnet. We'll now break for a quick message from them. Back in a moment.
The Scotch Bonnet is a device fitted to casks, designed to reduce the amount of spirit which evaporates from casks during their years of maturation. Over the decades, many attempts have been made to negate the loss of alcohol due to evaporation during maturation, commonly referred to as the angel's share. These attempts have included tarring casks to seal them, and even wrapping barrels in polythene. However, it has been generally judged that these methods, while successful in halting the loss of alcohol, are failures due to their prevention of air exchange, in and out of the cask. However, the new Scotch Bonnet device is the answer to this conundrum. Made from a sustainably sourced natural fibreboard, the bonnet does not entirely eliminate evaporation from the barrel, but has been shown to significantly decrease the loss of alcohol without negatively impacting the maturation process or the taste of the spirit. After 42 months of testing on site in a warehouse of a distillery in Scotland, the team behind the Scotch Bonnet have hailed the trial a success, with as much as 5.5 kilograms of malt spirit saved from evaporation over the period. The Scotch Bonnet is now patented worldwide and is being used by spirit distillers in Scotland, North America, Taiwan and the Caribbean.
Welcome back. So to be considered for the Sustainable Distillery category, there must be evidence of the implementation of improved sustainability processes within the distillery and its wider supply chain in the past 12 months. And these must have led to a demonstrable reduction in the distillery and the brand's overall environmental impact. Particular credit is given when such initiatives also benefit the local community and the distribution network. Well, here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Glengoyne Distillery. And the winner is Glengoyne Distillery. Our next category is Craft Producer of the Year, which is sponsored by Glencairn Crystal. We'll now pause just for a quick message from Glencairn. Back in a mo.
Glencairn Crystal are a leading manufacturer of bespoke crystal and glass, and for over 3 decades this family business has gained an international reputation for fine crystal and glassware. Based in Scotland, the company has been built on a commitment to personal service and quality marksmanship, and is perhaps best known by its customers for their world-famous Glencairn whisky glass. In the industry, however, they are known as leading global experts in packaging for super premium spirits, and have been supplying the whisky industry with creative, premium, quality glassware for over 30 years. Proud to work with great whisky companies and their brands, the Glencairn team's unique knowledge of the crystal glassware industry means that they can answer the most challenging of questions and tackle the most complex of tasks with ease.
Welcome back. A craft producer is a distillery that uses a combination of traditional and innovative methods to distill its own product on site. Furthermore, the annual case sales should be no more than 52,000. Well, here's the shortlist. The highly commended award goes to Ardbeg Distillery. And the winner is Ardbeg Distillery. Now, our next category is the coveted title of Distiller of the Year. Now, this is open to any distilling company that has displayed significant and demonstrable commercial, brand marketing, product, corporate responsibility, and personnel developments across multiple areas of their business in the past 12 months. There's a lot there, and here's the shortlist. The Highly Commended Award goes to LVMH, the Glenmorangie Company. Our winner is White & Mackay. We now move on to our Communication Awards, which are sponsored by McLaren Packaging. We'll now take a moment to hear a message from McLaren. Back in a moment.
Established in 1979 as an independent supplier of corrugated cases to the whisky industry, McLaren Packaging is a family-run company. One that supplies a large range of customers, from small, independent operators through to large multinational organisations. Employing more than 210 people and operating across 5 sites in central Scotland, McLaren specialise in the design and manufacture of premium, paper-based packaging for the spirits industry, and apply over 40 years of expertise across a wide range of paper substrates to meet their customers' requirements and deliver added value for their brands and products. From high-quality flexographic printing to award-winning shaped composite tubes and rigid boxes, McLaren Packaging leads on innovation, quality and service.
And we're back. Now, our first Communication Awards category is Communicator of the Year. Nominees here are outstanding whisky communicators, and they may appear in print, online, that may be in social, or even in the mainstream media. Of course, it could be a combination of all of those. Well, here's the shortlist. The Highly Commended Award goes to Andy Flatt, aka the Amateur Drama. And the winner is Mella Nilsson, aka Swedish Whiskey Girl. Our next category is Advertising Agency of the Year. Now, nominees here must have produced one or more outstanding advertising campaigns for their whisky industry clients in the last 12 months. Now, this year we have no shortlist for Scotland, but we do have a winner, and that winner is Republic of Media. The final category of our Communicator Awards is Design Agency of the Year. Now, to be considered, an agency here must have produced a number of outstanding whisky packaging and brand designs in the last 12 months. Well, here's the shortlist. The Highly Commended Award goes to Paul Collins Creative. And the winner is 3 Brand. So that concludes our final Icons of Whisky Awards for Scotland. Congratulations to all of our nominees and of course to all of our winners. But we're not quite ready to wrap up yet. We still have one final part of our awards presentation, the Whisky Magazine Hall of Fame. So stay tuned. We now move on to our final and most prestigious award. This is the highest accolade that Whisky Magazine may give to a member of the global whisky industry. I am, of course, speaking of our Hall of Fame. But before we induct one of our new members to this august group, we have a message from Amarim Top Series, the sponsor of the Whisky Magazine Hall of Fame.
Amarin Top Series is dedicated to the design, engineering and production of exclusive capsulated cork closures for the world's most celebrated brands. With passion and vision, they bring together ideas, skills and inspiration to create exclusive closure solutions that respond to their customers' most in-depth needs and aspirations. Amarin Top Series combine the matchless sustainability credentials of natural cork with a panoply of premium materials and finishes to deliver distinctive, tailor-made design solutions. Know-how, innovation and creativity are all part of their vision, along with a continuous commitment to explore and expand the superior technical performance and endless expressive possibilities of an exceptional material, cork. Amarim Top Series offers a variety of stopper solutions in 4 market segments: prestige, elegance, premium, and classic value. By building strong connections with their customers, they explore the virtues of teamwork to deliver personalised solutions. Through customised technical consultancy, curated design, and state-of-the-art prototyping services, Amarim Top Series develop creative solutions that respond to their needs and speak to their hearts. Endless customization possibilities include specific logos and shapes, multiple engraving techniques, and a wide range of colours and materials, from ceramics to glass, wood to stone, and a variety of metals. All are offered in a multiplicity of unexpected combinations. With 150 years of history, Amarim knows cork by heart and is the undisputed leader of the world in cork, producing 5 billion of cork closures per year.
Welcome back. Now we're getting very close to announcing the next inductees into our Whisky Magazine Hall of Fame. But first I want to share a little bit about the accolade itself. So each year since 2004, a very select few have been chosen for induction into this incredibly special roster of whisky veterans. All have unparalleled experience in their respective fields, whether it be blending, distillation, commercial, communication, or a mixture of all of these. Some of the world's most famous whisky names count themselves as members of our Hall of Fame, and only those with more than 2 decades of experience who have made a lasting, transformative contribution may be considered. So, now to our latest inductee, who will be number 71. Born in Dumbarton, the home of Ballantine's Scotch whisky, in 1946, this person graduated from the University of Glasgow in 1967 with a BSc Honours degree in chemistry. He subsequently spent 4 years working as a chemist before taking on a broad production-related role at the Ballantine's Scotch Whisky Company in 1974. He then moved to Inverhouse Distillers in 1976 as Master Blender, where he developed a number of products for the company. Then, in 1983, he joined Burns Stewart Distillers as Master Blender and Operations Director, and was a key part of the team that subsequently acquired the company in 1988 as part of a management buyout. He played a major role in driving the acquisition and rejuvenation of 2 single malt distilleries, Deanston and Tobermory, and the creation of a purpose-built bottling hall. In 2004, he led the acquisition of the Benriach Distillery, establishing the Benriach Distillery Company. Over the next 12 years, the company reinvented the Benriach, the Glendronach, and the Glenglassaugh distilleries, bringing an incredible range of single malt whiskies to market from sites that were previously not that well known. In April 2016, it was announced that Brown-Forman would purchase the company. Not content to rest on his laurels, in October 2017, along with Tricia Savage and Graham Stevenson, our inductee acquired the Glenallachie Distillery. And the first core range of the Glenallachie single malt Scotch whisky was launched in July 2018 to much acclaim. Throughout nearly 50 years in the industry, our inductee has become undoubtedly one of the most well-regarded individuals in the Scotch whisky industry, and is universally respected as one of the world's leading master blenders. Billy Walker, on behalf of the whole industry, I'd like to take this moment to wish you a very warm welcome to the Whisky Magazine Hall of Fame, and applaud your incredible, transformative contribution to the world of whisky. So now to the second Scottish inductee for 2021, who will be number 72. It was during this person's time working at Prestonfield House Hotel in Edinburgh in the 1980s that he discovered the pleasure of single malt, and in particular single cask single malt. Prestonfield was one of the grandest venues of its day, and he oversaw a great many events hosted by prominent whisky companies while he was in management there. Now, this interest led to his founding of the Signatory Vintage Scotch Whisky Company Limited in 1988 and his purchasing of his very first cask for bottling. By the early 1990s, the business had established a solid reputation for releasing superb whiskies and particularly for finding incredibly rare spirits from closed distilleries such as casks from Ben Wyvis and Glenflagler. In 2002, he purchased the Ardbeg Distillery in Pitlochry from Pernod Ricard and took charge of what was then described as Scotland's smallest distillery. In 2003, he introduced the production of peated spirit at Ardbeg, which he named Belechin, after a long-lost Perthshire distillery. Then in 2007, he relocated Signatory's operation from Edinburgh to the Ardbeg site. In 2010 came a new dunnage warehouse complex, and in 2017 he completed the construction of Ardbeg 2 and a racked warehouse complex with a capacity of 20,000 casks. Today, his partner, Annette, runs the visitor centre, and he hopes that his two sons will one day join him in the business. Signatory remains one of the world's most revered independent bottlers, while Ardbeg Distillery has grown to become a much-loved name in whisky circles and beyond. On account of this incredible success, Andrew Symington, inductee number 72 to the Whisky Magazine Hall of Fame, is now one of the most well-respected whisky experts and entrepreneurs in the industry. Andrew, on behalf of Whisky Magazine, congratulations and welcome to our Hall of Fame. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation of Icons of Whisky Scotland for 2021. Thank you to all of those who nominated and voted for our winners. And of course, thanks again to our sponsors. They are Amarim Top Series, Casknolia, Christie's, Glencairn Crystal, Steklana Hrasnik, Larkfire, McLaren Packaging, Scotch Bonnet, the Glenturret and Westrock. Now please remember that all of our winners from Scotland will now go head to head with the respective winners from America, Australia, China, India, Ireland and the rest of the world. After careful consideration by our expert panel, only one will emerge victorious as the global icon of whisky for each category. These final results will be announced in late March, both online through a similar presentation to this and also in Whisky Magazine issue 174. All of the results that have been announced today will appear in issue 173 of the magazine, which publishes this week, and we will also be sharing the results online on our website at whiskymag.com. So with that, all that's left for me to say is thank you so much for joining for this special celebration, and don't forget to follow, like and subscribe to whichever of our social channels you've been watching this on. So, until next time, cheers.